Ron was a very rich man. He had many businesses and immense wealth. He gifted a brand new Tesla car to his son Chris on his 15th birthday. One night, Chris was driving home at a speed of 250 kilometers an hour. Due to overspeeding, he lost control of the car and collided with the person riding a bike. The impact was so severe that the rider died instantly. But Chris remained unharmed. Since no one was around, he took a taxi to home. When Ron got to know about the incident, he became very tense. He began thinking of ways to save his son. He instructed his driver to confess to the police that he had caused the accident, saying, "The boy is innocent. He was with me in the car and it was me who was driving. In return, I will give you money and get you out of the prison just within a month." The driver agreed. The morning came and the news of the accident spreads. Someone called the police and they arrived promptly. The Tesla car was there, so it was easy for the police to find the real owner because of the number plate. The police went to Ron's house, and at the same time, Ron, his son, and the driver were returning from the hospital. Before the police could say a word, Ron said, "I'm really sorry, I forgot to inform you about the accident that happened last night by my driver. My driver did not know what to do after the accident, so he brought my son to home and then we went to the hospital because they sustained minor injuries." The inspector had doubt on Ron's statement and thought he was lying. So he took the statements from the driver and Chris. Chris said, "I was at a bar attending party until late at night. I was high on alcohol and had consumed drugs. I was not in a condition to drive and did not even know anything about the accident. I was unconscious." After this statement, the police grew even more suspicious of him. Can you tell why the police was skeptical about Chris? The answer is, Chris claimed he was at a bar and had consumed a lot of drugs and alcohol. But he was lying because bars do not serve drugs and alcohol to minors. Remember, he was just turned 15, so he is just simply fabricating the story. The inspector knew that Chris had caused the accident, but his statement was not enough to arrest him. So he took a statement from the driver. The driver was very confused and tense. He said, "On that night, Chris drank a lot, so I was driving the car. After leaving the car, we went to the petrol station to fill the car with petrol. We got delayed and I was feeling drowsy, so I sped up the car to get home early. But due to overspeeding, I lost control of the car and the accident happened." Even this time, the inspector suspected that the driver was lying. Can you tell why? The driver mentioned that they were coming home after filling the car with petrol. But that's not possible because Tesla is an electric car and it does not require petrol to run. Ron knew that the inspector would find out who the real culprit is. So one day he called the inspector to come to his house. The inspector knew that the Ron would try to bribe him, so he attached a small camera to his t-shirt and went there. As predicted, Ron said, "The accident was done by my son. But please do not tell anyone. If you close this case here, I will give you $5 million. But the inspector refused to take the bribe. Now, the inspector had solid proof. So he represented the video in court along with the statements of Chris and the driver. The judge sentenced Ron 5 years of imprisonment. But guys, it was Chris who committed the crime, so why was not he sent to the prison? Chris was only 15 years old, which means he is a minor. Minor, even if they commit serious crimes, do not face any imprisonment. Instead, they are sent to some special schools. So the judge sent Chris to a special school.